Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to a summer reading program presentation at your Concordia Parish Library. This presentation is co-sponsored by Concordia Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, bridging the Miss Lou since 1903. Now put on your thinking caps and remember to always learn, have fun, and visit us at your neighborhood library, bookmobile, our website, or our Facebook page, because we are Concordia Parish Library, reading on the river.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Patsy's Corner. It is story time at the library, and I got some very special stories to read to you this week, and it's about pigs. And this one is If You Give a Pig a Party by Laura Numeroff by Candlewick Press. I like to go to parties. How about you? This one says, if you give a pig a party, she's going to ask for some balloons. When you give her the balloons, she'll want to decorate. When she's finished, she'll put on her favorite dress. Then she'll call all her friends and invite them to the party. The friends won't be home, so she'll go look for them. All the way down the street with her friend. She'll want you to take her to the bumper cars because they find the fair. Well, all her friends are there having lots of fun. Then you have to take her on all the rides. Then she'll want to play all the games. This is a party pig. When she's all done, she'll ask you for some ice cream. When she's finished eating the ice cream, she'll need to change her clothes. Then you'll have to take her home. She'll ask her friends to come along too, and on the way, she wants to play the game of hide and seek. Have you ever played hide and seek? Ooh, it's so much fun. She's hiding. Do you see the little pig hiding? I do. When you finally get home, you'll have to make dinner. Then she'll want to have a sleepover, and you'll have to find her some pajamas. This little pig made a mess. And blankets and pillows for everyone. When she goes to get the pillows, she'll probably start, guess what? A pillow fight. You ever had a pillow fight? And Mama hollers, don't tear up the pillows. Then she'll make a fortress out of blankets. And of course, when she's finished, she'll want to decorate it, and she'll ask for some balloons. And chances are, if you give her some balloons, she's going to ask you for another party. The end. She had a good time at her party, didn't she? This is another story about the three little piggies. But first I want to tell you this story. I've always loved this story. It's the true story of the three little pigs. Have you ever heard the wolf's version of the three little pigs? He said they didn't tell the truth. So we're going to find out what's the wolf's version. Says everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or they think they do. He's going to let you in on a secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody's heard the wolf side of the story. I'm Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf story started, but it's all wrong. I'm here to tell you. Maybe it's because of our diet, but it's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Well, but like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. That's the story. Well, way back once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny, and I had a terrible sneeze and cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig. I can't help it, but it wasn't too bright either. He built his house out of straw. Can you believe that? Out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to walk in just because somebody's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? He didn't answer. I was just about to go home with a cup of sugar for my dear granny's birthday cake. That's when all the noise started. I felt a sneeze coming on, and I huffed and I sniffed, and I blew his house in. That's how it happened. That's really how it happened, with a great big sneeze. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He'd been there the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there on the floor, so I ate it. I was feeling a little bit better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next door neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. Can you believe it? He was a lot smarter, but not much. He built his house out of sticks. I rang the doorbell. Nobody answered. Little pig, let me in. Are you in there? Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. Shaving his hair? I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. Achoo! You're not going to believe it, but this little house fell down too, just like his brothers. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail, on the floor. Now, you know food can spoil. I just couldn't leave it there on the floor, so I did the next best thing to do. I had the second dinner, the second helping. Now, it was cold and getting better, but I still didn't have that cup of sugar for Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and the second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. Knocked on the brick house. No answer. Mr. Pig, are you in there? You don't know what made the little poker answer? Get out of here, wolf, and don't bother me again. He was rude. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I sniffed and achoo! I sneezed again. Well, now usually I'm a pretty good calm fella, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. The cops drove up, of course. I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. I was just sneezing. The rest, as I say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two little pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down and made me out as a big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. The end. I got lots of books about little pigs, and these piggies are going to the beach. And this is by Amy Skalansky and Candlewick Press. I like to go to the beach. Haven't went very much, but I know you like to go to the beach. This little piggy said, beach time. This little piggy agreed. And this little piggy packed a picnic, and this little piggy stopped to read. And this little piggy cried, "Mee, mee, mee. I know what we need." And they piled everything on the vehicle. Down to the beach they go. There's the ocean and the umbrellas and the grass blowing in the breeze. They can't wait to get there. And the seagull. This little piggy dug a moat. And this little piggy built a castle out of sand. And this little piggy added towers. And this little piggy made a boat. They're really busy in the sand. And this little piggy cried, wee, wee, wee. Hey, watch it float. She put her boat around the castle. Wow, lots of people at the beach. They're under umbrellas, just having a good time. Their buckets and their shovels. This little piggy threw a beach ball, and this little piggy bumped his snout. Ow! And this little piggy made the catch. I got it! And this one gave a shout. Throw it to me! And this little piggy cried, wee, wee, wee. You better watch out! Here comes the ball again. There they are. Oh, that little piggy's crying. He didn't catch the ball. This little piggy shoveled the more sand, and this little piggy piled it up real high, and this little piggy built towers, and this one was nearby. Still had his book. And this little piggy cried, see, 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 it scrapes the sky. Wow, they built a huge castle. Even the bird is watching. There they are, still building a castle, playing with the shovels. This little piggy placed a flag on top of the castle, and this little piggy grabbed a phone, and this little piggy bought the ice cream, and this little piggy wanted a cone. Time to go. Let's pack up, everybody. So they had to pack up everything they had for lunch, and their beach balls and the shovels and the pails, and getting ready to go home, put it in the wagon, put it to the top of the hill, and loaded up the vehicle. These little piggies laughed all the way home. The end.
This presentation is co-sponsored by Concordia Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, bridging the misloop since 1903. And remember to always learn, have fun, and visit us at your neighborhood library, bookmobile, our website, or our Facebook page, because we are Concordia Parish Library, reading on the river.